Hi and welcome or welcome back to The Books Are Everywhere. Today I'm here with another hopefully motivating reading vlog. Last week I did my hour a day reading vlog and I talked a lot in that reading vlog about how I wanted to spend more time reading and off my phone. So I am doing a similar concept. I actually think I will be reading for less time in this vlog, but I talked a lot in my hour a day vlog about setting healthy habits and basically replacing my social media time, my screen time, with being in a book and off my screen instead. I know there's been a lot of like videos around this and challenges around this, like replacing screen time with reading or replacing social media time with reading, things like that. Personally, for me, screen time is not something I want to look at replacing, and it's not necessarily something I worry about all that much, partly because like right now I am using my phone to film. Sometimes my screen time can look a lot bigger than it is because of using my phone to film or using Google Maps, or perhaps like there's certain other things I would maybe exclude, like using WhatsApp for me is just a means of keeping in touch with loved ones, and if I use it a lot then I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think I use it an unhealthy amount. And obviously there are certain apps that I feel like I wouldn't say I use an unhealthy amount. I think compared to a lot of people I probably don't use social media all that much, but I know that for me, if I'm not feeling 100%, then I can end up doom scrolling on Instagram and Facebook specifically. For some reason I end up like trapped in Facebook Reels as if it was TikTok. I have very much stayed away from TikTok. I never really got into it when it kind of blew up. And I'm really glad about that. I'm really glad that I don't have it in my life. And I was on it for a while just as a book creator, but I moved away from it a long time ago. So for me, it does seem to be like Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels. That's what I end up kind of doom scrolling through. So that is what we're going to be looking at in this vlog. I completely forgot I was going to be filming this vlog this week, so it's actually now Wednesday. I would like to focus on doing this for the next 5 days because I don't want to just be doing this for a couple of days. I don't think that's that beneficial. And also it's interesting because I've not been filming the 1 hour a day reading vlog in the last few days. I have noticed that my reading time has just dropped so much again, and I've not really gotten through that much of my book. Like that's what I've read in the past kind of 4 days, and I want to get that up again. I want to have more focused reading time. So yeah, what we're going to do for the next 5 days, I'm going to say from Wednesday to Sunday, is we are going to be picking up, we're going to be checking my screen time every day for 2 weeks ago. I think, because if I do it for last week, one, I was doing my vlog, like I know I was doing an hour a day reading vlog, and that was taking up a lot of my time outside of like work and other things. So I'm not expecting my social media time to be that high last week. There are some days where it's minutes. So I think I'm going to jump back 2 weeks to where I think we have a little bit more to contend with, and actually I might be reading for a little bit longer every day. But I am going to go into this kind of blind. I have had a quick kind of check through, but I don't know, I don't remember what I looked at every single day. So we're going to go into this blind every day. Every day I'm going to check my screen time for 2 weeks ago, and that is what we will be reading that day. I think I might actually do Monday to Friday for the screen time, because I know I don't tend to, oh my voice is going. I know I don't tend to use my phone a lot on weekends. And I tend to be like seeing people instead, so maybe we'll do Monday to Friday. Even though we're filming Wednesday to Sunday, I will do a Monday to Friday on the screen time front, if that makes any sense at all. So today, for example, we will be starting on Monday, the 24th of November, I believe, and then tomorrow we'll do Tuesday, and so on and so forth. But yeah, I'm going to go into it blind. As I said, I'm not expecting that much. Like I think it'll probably be, I don't know, we'll see. Like I'm expecting it to be less than an hour a day though. but hopefully it will still be a nice motivation for me in the next few days to not pick up my phone so much, to not go on social media, and to actually read instead and do this vlog. So yeah, we're gonna get started. I hope that all makes sense. I don't know what my hair is doing. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. As I said, I don't think my screen time is actually that high, or like my social media time is actually that high when you take out things that I need to use, like Google Maps and filming. I don't think my screen time is that bad, but to me, sitting even for like 10 or 15 minutes doom scrolling when I could be doing something else is something that I want to improve. I don't see that social media really benefits my life that much at all, so if I can cut it out, if I can cut like down completely, then that would be great for me, and that's what I'd like to focus on doing, really. So let's get started. Because I am using my phone to film, I can't actually look at my screen time on my phone, so what I'm going to do is look on my iPad, sorry, but I will screen record my phone, so I will put it up here so you can see what we're looking at. So devices, phone, I'm gonna go day, but then back to, okay, we're on Monday the 24th of November, and we have, so it's mostly Google Chrome for 20 minutes, and then we have Instagram for 11 minutes and 10 minutes for Facebook. I don't know what I was doing on Google Chrome that day, like I don't know what I was looking at. We've got WhatsApp for 5 minutes, Mail for 5 minutes, Google Keep my notes app for 6 minutes. Guess I booked a cinema ticket, went to the cinema that day, because we've got Cineworld for 4 minutes, and then there's just like other stuff that I used barely at all. So to be honest, this day I really didn't use my phone that much at all. So what we're going to be focusing on is Instagram and Facebook, and as you can see, we have 11 minutes for Instagram, 10 minutes for Facebook, so we're going to be reading for a total of 21 minutes today. So I'm going to get on with that shortly. The book I am currently reading is not When the Devil Takes Hold, it's Love at First Fright by Nadia El-Fassi, but in the book there is a book called When the Devil Takes Hold, so that's why the mock cover under the dust jacket is this. But yeah, I am currently about 100 pages, I think. I'm 98 pages through. I'm really enjoying this. This is a kind of companion book to the Best Text Ever, I think that's what it's called, by the same author, which is following a couple, yeah, Best Text Ever, and this is following one of the side couples from that book, and this is following, our main character is called Rosemary, and she's written a book called When the Devil Takes Hold that is being adapted to a film, so she's actually on set for the film, and it's a horror book, horror film, but she really doesn't like the guy who's being cast as the leading man in the film, in the adaptation. She just doesn't think he's like right for the role, so she has kind of taken, I don't know, she's kind of holding this against him right now, but you can just tell that there's still like there's this kind of spark between them. So it's mostly following Rosemary's point of view, but it's also kind of following Alice's sometimes. So far I'm really enjoying this. I really like the atmosphere, the writing style. I felt the same with Best Text Ever. I really like the characters, and it's nice to join this friendship group again. Yeah, I really liked Best Text Ever. There is magic in here. Rosemary can actually see ghosts, and that's kind of a part of the story as well. In Best Text Ever, our main character, Dina, if I remember rightly, is a witch, and she's also in this book, and it's nice to see the friends together as well, and I like how like magic is a part of this story. It just gives it a little extra kind of dimension. So yeah, anyway, I am going to get on reading this for 21 minutes, and we will see how we go. And we'll see how the next few days goes. I'm excited. Okay, I read for 21 minutes. I actually read for just over because I was in the middle of a chapter and I wanted to finish it. So now I'm on page 140. So I've read 42 pages. I think I read maybe 40-ish pages. Probably, I read 42. So I'd probably read like 35 pages in that 21 minutes. And I'm really glad that I got to sit down and read a chunk of this, even, you know, it's not a massive chunk, but still. What I've noticed is I've only been reading like when I've gotten into bed, and like any time before then, the past few days, I've been doing other things like around the house or editing videos, doing stuff on my laptop, and I feel like I've lost time and not dedicated it to reading at all. So it's nice to have a time earlier in the evening when I am just dedicating it to reading. And I'm hoping that it will motivate me to actually dedicate some more time, like a longer amount of time before I go to sleep, to actually go to bed earlier and just read a chunk of this book. It would be really nice to get to page 200 tonight, because it's actually a really easy read, and that's one of the things I really liked about Best Text Ever, and it's one of the things I like about reading romance books in general, actually. It's just how much I can lose myself in these books, and I feel like that with romance more than I do with any other genre, I would say. I just find them really unputdownable, even though I know that they're going to have a happy ever after. It's just really compelling for some reason. There is also like a slight mystery element with Ellis, and his agent is kind of pulling him into like a scheme, basically saying he has to pretend to date younger women for their gain, and for like to make him look, I don't know, this certain way in the media, because he has like dirt on him. If he doesn't abide by those rules, then his agent says he will like publish everything he has, basically, and like let everything, all of this information he has about Ellis, all of this dirt on Ellis, like free in the media. And you don't know what that dirt is at the start of the book, so I still don't know what the information that he's holding over Ellis is. So that's kind of like obviously another thing that's like it's keeping me reading and interested. But anyway, yeah, so I'm currently on 140, and I'm hoping to read some more tonight. We're definitely getting into the point of the book. Like, it's a romance, obviously. The start of the book I like when it's like a slow burn, but now we're getting to the point of the book where they know each other a little bit and they're really feeling like the sexual tension between them, and I find that bit obviously like really readable, because you just want to find out what's going to happen between them and when it's going to happen. So yeah, I am looking forward to carrying on with this, and hopefully I will read some more tonight. But yeah, I will carry on with this video tomorrow and find out how much I need to read tomorrow, and I will definitely be on the same book, so I will also update you on the book tomorrow. Hi everyone, and welcome to day 2 of reading instead of being on social media. I think I've done quite well today at not being on social media, to be honest. Mainly because I went for a run before work, so I really didn't have time before work, and I didn't. One of the times I like scroll on socials is when I first wake up in bed, and that's really bad. And that's a habit I don't want to be in, because I know there's a lot of like studies or whatever saying that it's not great for us to spend time on our phones like when we first wake up or before we go to bed. So I would not like to do that, but I got up and went for a run this morning, and it was a beautiful morning as well, so I was happy about that. And then I spent most of the day at work, naturally, and then my lovely best friend Courtney came over this evening, so we've had an evening together, and she's not long gone, and I've not really been on my phone that much, which is good, and I'm now obviously settling down to read. Probably helps I am really enjoying this book still, and I did read to page 204 last night, which I'm very happy about. So we are starting on page 204, and this is really good so far. I'm really enjoying it. It's definitely more smutty than Best Text Ever, but I think it's a kind of smut that I'm okay with. This has a sub-dom trope, I guess. I don't read a lot of smut, so I'm not sure like terminology around this and stuff, but she's submissive and he's dominant, and it's working for them. It's working well for them. But I'm okay reading that. There's definitely things that I would not enjoy or like go towards and seek out in romance, or like erotica. I wouldn't say really read a lot of like erotica, but in romance. And I know that I can't remember what, oh, it's the why choose trope that Becca has been talking a lot about not enjoying. Not like if she knows Becca and the books, I know that if she knows a book has the why choose trope in it, she just won't pick it up because she knows it's something she won't enjoy, and I agree. I don't think that's something I would enjoy either. But this one I don't mind. So yeah, I read to page 204 last night, about to settle in to read again, and I am excited. I feel like I've passed the halfway mark of this now, so I'm hoping the rest will actually go quite quickly, and I expect I will pass the 250 page mark today, which means I'll have less than 100 pages left, and 100 pages is nothing, right? Once you've passed the 100 page mark, like, there's nothing left. I don't know how much I am going to be reading today, so let's take a look at my screen time for, I think it's the 25th of November, so not last week, the week before. I can see that my screen time goes up towards the end of the week this week, so I don't know what we're in for on the other days, but wow, we literally have, let me just double check there's no other apps in here. Nope. I only used my phone for an hour and 44 minutes, and 27 minutes of that on this day was WhatsApp, so I actually only used Instagram for 9 minutes and Facebook for 7, which is 16 minutes. That is nothing. I'm gonna say that I might like double that or something, because that is really not a lot. And I have some time to spend this evening on, what did I do the week before? I didn't realise that I could, okay, that's a lot more. So we have 50 minutes on Instagram, 40 minutes on Facebook. I don't know why I was not using the screen correctly on my phone, and I couldn't work out how to go back like another week. I thought it only went back like a couple of weeks, but it turns out that I can see the week before that. So we have an hour and a half that day, so maybe we should meet in the middle and do 45 minutes. Is that the middle? Okay, I worked that out in a really convoluted way. I don't really know why I did that, but or how I did that, but halfway between 16 minutes on a Tuesday 2 weeks ago. I love that I'm doing this on a Thursday and I'm looking at Tuesday. And the Tuesday prior to that, which is an hour and a half, that is a lot. I definitely think it's dropped the past few weeks then, which is good. But yeah, so halfway between that is 53 minutes, and that feels more achievable. An hour and a half feels like a long time, and I don't think I really have that time quite this evening before I go to bed, but we'll see. I'm gonna do 53 minutes. We can always add to that if we want to. Okay, the 53 minutes is up, and wow, I have read quite a lot actually. I think I read about 80 pages. I read exactly 80 pages there, which is cool, and I have 70 pages of this book to go-ish. Actually slightly less, I think. But yeah, I am still really enjoying this. It's probably, personally for me, just on the cusp of being a little too much with the sex stuff. I think Best Text Ever was probably a slightly better fit for me, and this is, yeah, just on the fence of being a little much for me. With some of the, I always find it weird with like sub-dom stuff. Not that I've really read about it specifically as a trope before, but when that kind of language has come up in other books, I've always there's just, in some ways I get it, the praise kink, but in some ways I'm like, it just reminds me of Santa. I'm gonna make this a Christmas video somehow, guys. But when he's like, are you being good for me, or you've been so good for me, it just makes me think of Santa and like being on the nice list, and I can't. Every time a guy or somebody in that situation, in a sexual situation, says that in a book, that's what it makes me think of. And like, there's very much a praise part of the like sub-dom trope in this book, so yeah. Anyway, other than like it being just a little bit on the fence, I must say it does consent very well, and I like how it even talks about consent in the heat of the moment. Like, I think that's something that I always find doesn't come up so much in romance books or erotica, that consent might be discussed outside of the act, but actually when they're in the heat of the moment it's not mentioned. And I do like when books mention it in the heat of the moment, and like even when there's stuff like they're properly into it in this book, they're still talking about consent, and I really like that. I like that it's normalising how we can talk about consent and give consent even in the heat of the moment in real life in our relationships. I think that's really good, and I like that we're setting those kind of trends and normalising it. But anyway, because I'm enjoying this so much, I am going to set my timer for 37 minutes and see if I can finish this hour and a half of reading out, because I have nothing else to do tonight, and I can read for another like 40 minutes before I go to bed for sure. Do, however, need to push myself to read my daily chapter of A Heart for Christmas probably first before I dive back into the book, so I am going to do that next. From experience, it only takes me 7 minutes to read these, so we'll see how today's goes. But I will read this first before diving back into before diving back into When the Devil Takes Hold. No, I just read that off the front of the book. Love at First Fright, and then I can like settle into that for the rest of the sprint. So 37 minutes, let's go. Hi, please excuse my look, but I'm here to do day 3 of this vlog, and we are here to read some more, obviously. Instead of scrolling on social media, I was literally just scrolling on social media like just now, and I was like, why am I doing this? I need to make videos, I need to read. And it made me get off Facebook, so here we go. It is, I guess it's working, guys. Last night, after I finished filming, I actually finished this book because I only had like 20 pages left or something, and I really wanted to finish it, and I really enjoyed this. I don't feel like I have much to add in terms of what I said last time about my feelings, like yesterday about my feelings of this book when I was nearing the end. I feel like the sexual side of this was like just on the cusp for me. I liked these characters, I was definitely rooting for them. I think I didn't like this quite as much as Best Ex Ever, but I still really enjoyed it. I liked the writing, I found it very compelling, and it is what I like in a romance book. And it was not necessarily like really low stakes, like things were going on in this. The only thing I will say that I don't feel like I said yesterday, I don't think, is that this whole time I was expecting something to be revealed. I think I've talked about this earlier in the vlog, that the male love interest in here Ellis talks a lot about how his agent has like dirt on him. For some reason I thought that was something different than what we already knew. Turns out like we know about that all along. I thought something else was gonna like come out and we'd have like, and the redemption arc or the like the thing that came between the characters was that, but it turns out we actually knew all along what the dirt was. So yeah, I don't know why I didn't think that or I took it differently. But yeah, overall I really enjoyed this. I want to say it's a 4-star, maybe it's a 3.5. But either way, I did enjoy this. I liked being back with the friendship group of these characters. And I would definitely read more from this author in the future. But today we are here to start a new book. I will probably also read my chapter of this in this stint of reading. We are also going to start a new book, which is Under the Mistletoe with You by Lizzie Huxley-Jones. I am also going to start filming a different vlog in a minute, so I will talk about this book more in that vlog. The amount of vlogs I'm doing at the moment are like confusing me, but I will tell you what this is about and I will give you some idea of my feelings on this book in this vlog. The synopsis of this is: ready for a long Christmas break away from his little bakery, Christopher's closed up shop and found someone to stay in his flat over the festive period. Everything is under control, that is, until the mysterious person renting his home turns out to be Nadia, an actor, the star of all Christopher's favourite Christmas movies, the guy he's been crushing on for the whole past year, and it turns out a typically rude celebrity. When a huge snowstorm hits, Christopher and Nash find themselves snowed in together for Christmas, but while it's still cold outside, the frosty tension between Christopher and Nash finally starts to thaw, and maybe even heat up to something more. I am looking forward to this because I read Make You Mine This Christmas by Lizzie Huxley-Jones and I loved it. So yeah, I'm very excited to start this one. It looks like the chapters are quite short as well. And the font is like quite big, the margins are quite small. But yeah, I'm hoping I will get quite a chunk read on tonight's sprint. What I'm going to do tonight is go back to the week before when I was on my phone more, so we actually have more screen time to cover here. So I need to have a look at so if I was going to use the 24th week, the week commencing the 24th on the Wednesday now, we would have 24 minutes of Instagram and 4 minutes of Facebook, so 28 minutes overall. If we go back to the prior week, which is the Wednesday the 19th of November, we have 28 minutes of Instagram and 26 minutes of Facebook. So if I, so what was it again? 28 and 26. And I know I should know this off the top of my head. 54? 54 minutes. Nearly an hour, a lot less than I read for last night. So that should not seem daunting to me at all to read for 54 minutes. And obviously, as I keep saying, I did my hour a day reading vlog last week. So yeah, that's nothing, it's less than an hour. So I'm gonna lock in, I'm gonna probably read my chapter of this, and I'm also going to start this book, which I'm very excited for. Let's read for 54 minutes today. I know I look the same and I'm wearing the same, but it's a new day. It is early on Saturday morning and I'm up early to do some stuff before I go out, namely washing. before I go out for the day, and I'm going to get today's pages read while I am at it. So let's find out how much we are reading today. We have gone from Wednesday the 19th. We are going to Thursday the 20th. And it is 24 minutes of Facebook and 18 minutes of Instagram. So 24 and 18, 24, 18 is 42. So we're going to be doing 42 minutes of reading this morning. This morning, it is early. I don't think I've updated you since I did last night's sprint, but I am now 65 pages into this, I think. And I am really enjoying this so far. It's got the cozy snowstorm vibes. I like that it's set in North Wales. There's a lot of references to like pop culture and stuff, especially LGBT pop culture, which I find interesting. I think I've gotten all of them so far, but I have noticed how many there are. But anyway, I am really enjoying it, and I'm intrigued to see how this one ends up and like see the chemistry develop between these two, because I think right now I don't think either of them have come across like that great so far. So I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. And yeah, I have 42 minutes to read this morning, so I can read that and I can read my next chapter of this as well. Hi, it is the next day. It's day 5, it's Sunday, and I am here to read yet again. I did film like half of what I was reading yesterday, but I didn't film the second half. But I did still read my other 20 minutes and more yesterday and really enjoyed it. Still really enjoying Under the Mistletoe with You by Lizzie Huxley-Jones. I'm now 164 pages of the way through, so I'm nearly halfway, and I'm really looking forward to getting into this today because I have not had a chance to read today at all. And yesterday I was into this. I read for maybe an hour and a half in the afternoon and was really enjoying this, and I realised I think I know why, which is cool. I like when I know why I'm enjoying a book and I can talk about it comprehensively and not just say I like this and I'm not really sure why. Sometimes it's just the vibes, that's fine, but it's nice to know and understand what you like, I think, to be able to try and find that in all the books. I think I really like Lizzie's writing because these characters don't fall in love instantly, and I think they feel very rounded and real. I think that comes from the fact that this is not a short book as well. Like it is 300, and I think for a romance anyway, like it's 360-ish pages, I think, but also the font's not massive. The margins are quite small, so I think we probably have more words in here. And what I really like is it's given the chance for these characters to become really well-rounded and integrated part of the community. And I think we are getting to see their kind of true natures. Don't know what this bit of my hair is doing. I am really looking forward to diving back into this. I'm really liking the characters. I'm also liking the side characters. And it's nice that this is the brother of the main character of the first book. What is it called? Make You Mine This Christmas? Yeah, Make You Mine This Christmas. At the start of Make You Mine This Christmas, our main character has a meet cute with somebody and then ends up kind of fake dating this guy and going back to his family home for Christmas and falling in love with his sister. This is the guy that she was fake dating. So the main character of this book, Christopher, is the guy that Half was fake dating in Make You Mine This Christmas. So I like that there's a link between the two and that we actually keep hearing about the characters in Make You Mine This Christmas, which I thought was quite sweet to have that like callback, but you don't have to read them in any order. Like, I think you'd, you know, understand this perfectly well because it's a romance book. But yeah, I am really enjoying this, and I like that it's set in like a random town in North Wales as well. And I feel like because we've got the space and we are seeing these characters in normal everyday scenarios, I think that's also what I'm finding really endearing about them, because it gives the space for both of them to just do normal things. And they become like really endearing in what they're doing. So yeah, I'm very much enjoying this, looking forward to getting back to it. I also need to read today's chapter of A Heart for Christmas, and we need to find out how much I am reading today. So we are technically on our last day, but I might do this tomorrow because I have time tomorrow to like end this vlog tomorrow, which means I could do another session. So I don't think I'm going to end this today. But anyway, let's go back to, we seem to have just gone back to the week beginning the 17th rather than week beginning the 24th, which is fine. So right now we're on Friday. So I used Instagram for 26 minutes and Facebook for 25 minutes, which is 51 minutes. I feel like we've reached kind of an average, I guess, for this week. But yeah, so we're going to do 51 minutes. So turn the iPad around. 51 minutes on the timer. Let's get reading. Good morning and welcome to what I am making the final day of this vlog. As I said yesterday, I have some time today and I'm going to end this vlog today rather than yesterday because I think I'm going to put it up tomorrow, so we have some time. I know that today's day that we're going to use is a Saturday, so I probably won't actually have as much time to read scheduled today, but we will look at that in a minute. It is the morning, and why can I not like get my week to go back? See, this is why I was confused about the fact like at first I couldn't see the week that we've been using, because this is the 24th, and if I try and go back, it won't let me go any further. So I can't remember how I got there. Ah, is it because we're on a new week? So it only shows you like the past 4 weeks or something. I think that's probably why, because it's Monday today. And I am working late this week, meaning I have like the whole morning ahead of me. Another reason to do this vlog today, because I knew I'd have time before work this morning. Okay, I think that's the problem, meaning we're gonna have to use the next week instead. So let's go for Saturday the 29th of November. Google Maps, I often drive more on a weekend, so Google Maps is higher. The only socials I think we have, oh okay, we have 14 minutes of Instagram and 2 minutes of Facebook on this day. So I think we have 16 minutes of reading, which is kind of what I expected from today, so that is all good. I will put that on the timer and we will read for 16 minutes and we will read this book, which I am still loving, and I will report back to close off this vlog. Also, you know how like influencers pretend that they look like a certain way first thing in the morning? This is really how I look first thing in the morning. I literally just got up, so yeah, good morning. Hello, it is time to end this vlog. I actually filmed the last clip yesterday, but I didn't finish it for some reason, or didn't have time. Ended up doing other things, but I am ending this vlog here after 6 days in the end, I think, of doing, was it 6 days? Yeah. 6 days of doing this challenge and replacing my social media time from a few weeks ago with reading, and I've really enjoyed doing this. I feel like it's not been quite as productive as doing an hour a day, but I guess we haven't done an hour a day, and I don't think I felt quite as like focused but I don't know, that's probably because there's other things going on like Christmas and stuff. But yeah, it's been really good to do this challenge. I haven't quite finished my book, which is a little frustrating, but I am nearly there. I just haven't unfortunately had the time to finish the last, I think it's 60 pages that I've got to go, so it won't take me that long, but it's still not like an insignificant chunk. But anyway, I am going to finish this vlog here. I hope you've enjoyed watching me try this challenge, and there will definitely be another couple of vlogs before Christmas, so if you've been really enjoying them, then stick around. There will be a couple more before Christmas as part of this Vlogmas series. But anyway, for now, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!